got you looking at my soul. Yeah, I'm the bomb, ready to blow. I said, beat me up, I'm on fire. I'm on my grind, 'cause that's all we know. Beat me up, I'm getting higher. I'm on mine, singing all we know. Beat me up, I'm on fire. I'm on my grind, singing oh yeah. Got you looking at my soul. Yeah, come on, ready to blow. I got you looking at my soul. It ain't looking right, cold, but it ain't looking icy. But in a minute it might be likely. When you see me on my grind. I need a couple watts, 'cause I'm running out of time. Oh my, can you beat me up, Scotty? Got money on my mind, baby. This is not a hobby, and this is not a probably. Hold up, this is such a show thing. This ain't just a star, baby. Call him Mr. Shuriken. Open up the curtain. Let him get the shine on. Let him get the blowing up and blowing like a time.
Coming to you live from the World Class Media Production Studio. This is the Husky Nation News Powder Keg Edition. So guys, you all excited for the Powder Keg this weekend?
Yes, we are.
What game are you looking forward to the most, Lou?
I'm looking forward to the girls' varsity soccer game. Those girls they've had a great season this year.
They have had a really great season.
What about you, Seamus?
I'm looking forward to the men's varsity football game. If we win this, we will be able to go to a New England championship probably.
That's awesome.
How about you, Garby?
I'm looking forward to my own game, the men's varsity soccer. You know, we've had a pretty successful season. We beat Tilton already this year, so hopefully we can continue that.
Yeah,
so let's hear the recent scores from you guys.
This last Saturday, men's JVA soccer was defeated 4-2 by Tilton.
Women's varsity soccer dominated Kimball Union Academy 3-0.
Women's varsity field hockey was neck and neck with Brewster, and it was 0-0.
Men's varsity football had a close game with Proctor, but we could not pull it off, ended with a 19-13 final.
Men's JVB came up short, 5-3 versus Proctor. But Seamus, haven't you seen Harry the Husky around campus making sure everyone does their homework?
I have, Luke. He's been in my dorm draper for many times.
Yeah, well, let's hear a word from our sponsors.
Are you gonna do your homework?
No.
Just you know why you and why you and I will buy.
Wow, Lou, I'm really glad we don't have Harry the Husky hanging around Lewis too much.
I know. He's scary when it comes down to homework.
That he is. But did you get to go out in the snow the other day when we had a pretty big snowfall come down on campus?
Yeah, I did. I made one of those houses of snow.
An igloo, Lou?
Oh yeah, one of those. What about you, Seamus?
I got out there and played in the snow, and then I got whitewashed and thrown in the snow many times.
That sounds terrible.
I'll get over it, though. Did you get out there, Garby?
I did get out there. I got to throw some snowballs around and just enjoy myself. But I hear that we have a nice opinion show coming up with what's in the powder keg. Everyone around campus is wondering because it's just closed. Who knows what's in it? So maybe Mr. Arsenal will tell us when Jaron has an interview later, but Trevor has something for us about what is in it. Let's hear from Trevor.
Hello, New Hampton. I'm Trevor, and this is the NHS Opinion Show. This week, we could talk about the scariest costume I saw over Halloween, or even how scary the haunted campus was here at New Hampton. But instead, I'm going to talk about everyone's favorite part of fall sports, powder keg. I was wondering, what exactly fills the powder keg? So I went around campus asking some students to see what they had to say.
What's in the powder keg?
I don't know. I don't know what's in there.
I mean, I just really think it's probably gummy bears.
There's definitely a miniature Mr. Mankey in the powder keg trophy. A cake.
I think it might be a treasure inside.
That was the NHS Opinion Show, brought to you from the hoods to the woods. Now back to you, Matt.
Thanks, Trevor. I really never ever thought what was in the powder keg until Mr. Mundell brought it up to me. Now that we have some ideas, maybe Mr. Arsenault later will tell us what's in it, but I have a feeling it's just empty. Now, Lou, did you get out and get to see any of the Halloween costumes?
Yeah, I did. I saw the progressive lady on campus.
Oh, that was a really clever one.
Yeah, I thought it was real good. What about you, Seamus?
I was impressed with Mr. Mankey's Popeye.
I was impressed with you. You were dressed up as a women's field hockey player. You looked the part a little too well.
Yeah, that was a little embarrassing, but it's not the first time I've dressed up like a girl.
I didn't want to hear that. But we do have a word from one of our sponsors, so let's hear from them.
Face paint, $5. Pom-poms, $6. T-shirt, $20.
That was a great word from our sponsors, wasn't it, Seamus?
It was.
Well, what do you think Mr. Arsenault holds in the powder keg?
I think he keeps the ashes from the past headmasters.
Well, so you're saying he's a serial killer?
No, not really, Lou.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, we have Mr. Arsenault here in the studio with Jaren to talk about the powder keg.
Let's send it over there.
Hello, I'm Jaren. This is Mr. Arsenault, and this is the famous powder keg trophy. The powder keg is one of the oldest prep school rivalry in history. You're the athletic director here in New Hampton. Can you explain what the powder keg is?
Sure. The powder keg started a long time ago when the two football teams from New Hampton and Tilton got together and played. It is now considered the third oldest rivalry in prep school football, which goes back a long time. And just recently, 5 years ago, a student came up with an idea of possibly doing a school versus school competition, and we thought, what a great way to come up with a champion than to have all the teams play, and then we would then give the powder keg to the team who had the most victories of all the teams instead of just the football game.
Oh, sounds interesting. You've been in New Hampton for 15 years and have only won the powder keg 2 times. What does winning the powder keg mean to you and the school as a whole?
Winning the powder keg means basically that all the teams have come together and have worked well together and have culminated their fall season into a great event. It really has very little to do with what Tilton does, and it has everything to do with what New Hampton does. So it's really about New Hampton celebrating their great efforts and energies, and if they put it all together, then we'll win the powder keg. In the last 2 years, we have been very successful with that.
Yes. All the students from our school will be hopping on buses and heading down to Tilton School. You're a huge advocate for Husky pride. What will be the keys for success on and off the field?
The keys to success is that everyone have a great time and be positive about their cheering, be positive about helping each other, be positive about rooting on, not only just as a fan, but also as teammates, and be great sportsmen, because that will be the true champion at the end of the day, is the team that walks away with great sportsmanship and helping each other and realize that this is their last game for most of the teams that they're going to play in the fall season. So if they can do a great job of being excited to be out there and be excited to be a part of New Hampton, then they're going to do fine, and I'm sure that and confident that we'll have the powder keg back here.
Yeah, hopefully. What do you think is in the powder keg?
What do I think's in the powder keg? I don't know, but let's take a listen. Do you hear that? You hear that?
I hear that.
I hear growling in there. Last time I checked, I don't think rams growl. Okay, so there's a lot of husky spirit in here that I can hear it. And it was saying something about wanting to stay here. It does not like being away from its home down the road. So
Yes.
enough said. I think that's what it is, Husky spirit.
Thank you, Mr. Arsenault, for taking your time out of your day to bless us with your knowledge. I look forward to the powder keg, and hopefully we can bring it back to campus where it belongs. And now we're going to send it back to Lou and Seamus.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Well, that was some great knowledge from a very wise man that knows a lot about the powder keg, wasn't it, Seamus?
Indeed it was, Lou.
Yeah, well, we have some sports, the fall preview and how each team has done this fall. Men's varsity soccer is 3-8-2 and won 3-1 earlier this year.
Yeah, if Matt Garvey can keep up his tenacious defense, then they'll definitely come out with a victory.
Well, men's JVA soccer is 5-8-2 and has lost 2-4 and lost 2-4 earlier this year.
Well, if Oscar can just keep playing his heart out, he'll come out on top.
Men's JVB soccer is 5-4-1 this year and won 8-1 and 3-1 this year.
If Jung actually stays in goal and tries, then they might pull out the victory.
Yes. Women's varsity soccer is 8-6-1 and lost 4-2 earlier this year.
They just gotta keep playing hard.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, Seamus. Women's varsity field hockey is 3-7-4 and lost 2-1 earlier this year, and I think those girls are. I think they got it. I think they got it.
They got a chance to redeem themselves in
Yes.
this one.
Women's JVA field hockey is 3-4-2 and won 4-3 versus Tilton earlier this year.
They just gotta keep trying hard like every other
Yeah,
team.
they got to get the ball in the goal to win. But men's varsity football is 6-1 and they play Tilton.
Yeah, like I said before, if we get this victory, we could be going to a New England championship. So we just do everything we're supposed to, and we'll come out on top.
That sounds awesome. Well, who do you think's gonna win the powder keg this year, Seamus?
I'm very confident that the Huskies will come out on top like most years.
Well, what about you, Garvey?
I mean, every sports team in the fall has worked really hard since preseason, and I think all that hard work's going to pay off this weekend, and we're going to keep the powder keg here like Mr. Arsenault said. How about you, Lou?
I'm taking the Huskies on this one.
Oh yeah, Lou, let's go. All right, well, we have now brought you the Husky Nation news. See you next week.
I'm on fire, I'm on my grind. Got me singing, oh yeah. Got you looking at my soul.